Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure whether I've got this all together, but here goes anyway. Yes, well, welcome to my broadcast. I've only been on doing this a couple of times, but I know that it's really necessary for us to actually broadcast the beautiful gift that we have been given by the Billion Coin Administration. So I've decided the topic that I will be talking about is an interview about Illuminati and a conversation with the next Illuminati. Oh my gosh. Anyway, but before I do that, I would like to actually talk to you about one of the countries that we support, and I am with the Herekoranga TVC team, and we've decided that we're supporting them in their venture to actually create the international conference in Papua New Guinea. So, but before I go there, I just wanted to give you a short illustration of the principle, that the reasons why we're doing this as a team. And I know this is not what you're expecting, and if you are, thank goodness. But I would like to start off with Mark 12, chapter 12, verse 41 to 44, and it's from the New International Version. And it's a scripture that talks about giving. And I just want to read this out. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, I'll be reading, because I'm not confident yet to actually talk free like all the other broadcasters do it, and that great experience that they have. And I'm just learning. So I'm going to be reading more than I am going to be expressing myself about TBC. So it's about the widow's offering anyway, from Mark. And it says this in verse 41. It says, Jesus sat down opposite the place where the offerings were put and watched the crowd putting their money into the temple treasury. Many rich people threw in large amounts, but a poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins worth only a few cents. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave it out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put everything, all she had to live on, into that." And I guess the principle that I'd like to leave with you is the quality. The verse that I just finished reading. The principle here is that the quality of the giving counts far more than the actual quantity that is given. And the example that Jesus used in teaching generosity was not of the person who was rich and had plenty, but of a woman who was poor and had next to nothing. The Lord commended her for the quality of her giving, and said she gave more to God than anyone else that day. The others all gave out of their wealth, meaning they had plenty left over for themselves, whereas she out of her poverty put in everything and all she had to live on. Her gift was greater, far greater than the others in heaven's terms. But God never a debtor to his children, and if they will honour him with their substance, making love gifts and offerings, they can be quite sure that all their needs will be met according to God's promise. So the reason I've shared this before I go into the actual subject is I'd like to leave this with you, is that our team, Here Kuringa TBC, have decided that we would like to support Papua New Guinea with the Billing and Coin Conference, which will be held in October 2018. So, therefore, we are putting it out there to all Tibetaners around the world to help raise the funds to make the conference an unforgettable event. I'm sure we would all agree that PNG President Michael Elu, along with his organising committee, have been so generous to offer their country once again as the venue for this great event. So, there are two options if you would like to help. The first option is donate any amount you wish. Number two, buy one ticket for the Kokopo conference at 350 kina and receive $100 USD worth of cookies transferred directly to your wallet. And that's not all. You will also go into the draw for the following prizes below, which are: the first prize is $5,000 kina worth of Bitcoin. The second prize is a laptop and a printer, and the third prize is an iPhone. Man, that's massive. That's huge. What an awesome prize. So you not only go into the draw for, you not only buy, get the USD worth of cookies, $100 USD worth of cookies, you also have the option to go into, you automatically go into the draw for these beautiful, great prizes. And even I would be, I'm really happy to go in there. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that if you want to donate, I have the bank details. And if you check on my broadcast that I have now just below, you'll see that I have my email, my Facebook, my email and my Facebook link. So if you're wanting to get more information, I am able to give you the bank details and the account name and everything that you need to actually donate or go into the prize for this beautiful, awesome prize. The other thing too is that I also have a link for if you would like to pay via Bitcoin. I have the address as well. So if there's any questions or any queries that you have, just PM me the admin at Here Kuringa TBC Facebook link, which is below, and I will connect you with Michael Early's team. Now, why am I doing this? Why don't they do it themselves? Well, one of the major vision that drew me into this business is because the vision that they have is to set all people free from poverty. And I admire, and our whole team actually admires the work that Michael Elu and his team and every Tibetan in Papua New Guinea who have a hope. And so they have decided that this is a gift that they would like to, that they have received, and hence the reason why there are so many in Papua New Guinea who have accepted that gift and who work hard to make sure that it's put out there to all their people to help them and help them understand that there is a way out for them financially. So if you would like to know more about it, then you can just come have a look at the link below. and just get hold of me, and I'll connect you with Michael Elu. Um, there's a couple of things that really intrigue me. Is the fact that we have been supported by Michael Elu and his team here in Perth in New Zealand. And so because they've done this and they've followed us since we've started as Here Kuringa, and we're so grateful and appreciate the help that they have given us, to the point where we want to support them as well. So what our team has decided to do is that we will post on our link every third day how you can what's up for prizes and how you can purchase those tickets. Also, if you're wanting to give away for just to give a gift, then please feel free to have a look at the link below and come and connect with us. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to put out there. The next thing that which is what I put on as my title, and it's an interview with ex-Illuminati insider Ronald Bernard and Sacha. His name slipped my memory. Anyway, what it's all about is that I'm not going to show the video itself, but there is a link where you can go to on YouTube. So, and it's titled "You All Have Been Robbed of Your Birthright, and TBC is here to restore it back to you." And it's the video. So, and it's also on the blog and the Brilliant Coin info page, so you can go there if you know how to access that. If not, you can let me know. And if you're just the first time you're watching this, excuse me all my fumbling, but this is my third time on my own, and I just feel really nervous about doing this broadcast. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I wanted to share is that I just had to watch. I was watching this video in the Brilliant Coin info page, and I just had to watch it again. The interview with these two. I would encourage you to go to that link, and it says you all have been robbed of your birthright, and TBC is here to restore it back to you. And it's a video. So please go to YouTube and put that into your browser and click, and then you'll be able to watch that. So I am part of a community that is setting a platform for many of us to have a choice in how we should live. See, I don't want to be. After you watch this video about Ronald Bernard and being, an ex-member of that and his story, I'm not here to actually judge the different people or the different denominations that they're talking about. That's for God to judge. But I've known this for years, that we're about to, that in the future, money as we know it is not going to exist. So hence the reason why I've suggested or encourage you to watch this video. Anyway, the Brilliant Coin is the way of the future. And I have to say that. I have to stress that. And if we understand the impact of not having money as we know it today, there is only one option that we have left, and it is the chip. And so I and my husband choose not to have the chip, but to be part of building to the billionth person. So you see, we have a choice. If we have a choice, we need to help to bring that into being, that vision that TBC has. If you don't want to be part of having the chip, then I encourage you to join me. There are 4 principles that I would like to bring forward. And one is creating posture. Achieve much more than we thought. But it can also mean making interactions impactful. So just imagine, if we are half-hearted when talking about others, when talking to others about TBC, then you can guarantee a negative response. When I talk about the billion coin, I always say that I believe TBC was created by God. And I wholeheartedly believe that. You see, when money as we know it today no longer exists, there has to be something to replace it. And that's what Ronald talks about. Number 2, educate. I have noticed that a lot of the third world countries have wholeheartedly decided to create hope for themselves by trusting God that the billion coin is going to create abundance for them and their families. And that's why we're witnessing daily miracles as they are starting to trade goods for full TBC or half TBC and half cash. So I just, before I go on, I've just had some exciting news over the last couple of days. And my sister, the one who introduced me to this business, who's in New Zealand, did a post on our pages. And wow, I'm saying that she's a pioneer, one of the pioneers in New Zealand, because there aren't many who have started to trade peer-to-peer. And she talked about it on her post, and I was so excited. I thought, wow, and then my heart started to really beat and understand that God has a plan and a purpose for us when it comes to TBC. Anyway, what happened was she posted that she had the opportunity to get someone in to mow her lawn. And I know it's only a minor thing, but it's huge for us in the TBC community. Anything that generates trade is huge. And so what she was able to do was to negotiate with the person who mowed her lawn to actually receive half TBC and half cash. And so what an awesome thing. And I just want to congratulate your sister for the wonderful work that you're doing over there in New Zealand. So I just needed to share that because that's really exciting for me, because she's my family and she's the one that introduced me to the music, to the billion coin. So I'll just go back to the second principle, and that's to educate. So these people, like even Papua New Guinea, for instance, have wholeheartedly put their hope because they don't know, and neither do we, because one of the things that we've decided to do this, with to join the billion coin administration and the gift that they've given us is because they have given us hope. They have given us something, and it's for the people, by the people. So we own this business. And I've noticed that a lot of the third world countries have wholeheartedly grasped this concept. And that's because of how admin has been so generous in giving those free gifts. And these people have decided to create hope for themselves by trusting God that the billion coin is the way. So just give me a minute. And so they believe that the billion coin is going to create abundance for them and their families. And that's why we're witnessing daily miracles as they are starting to sell their trade goods for full TBC or half TBC and half cash, buying and selling houses, cars, and produce. So it's out there in the world. And, we have 3 million plus people in this business today. Do you know that the impact of this business, for the fact, what really impacts me is that we are making a choice for ourselves by not choosing to go with the chip that we can, to be able to buy goods and services for ourselves. And I believe that once the chip comes in, the first people that will be targeted will be people who are on a pension, who are on the benefits, who are being funded by government agencies of that day. So TBC has been, had the foresight and the vision to see another way through this. And I really commend you, Edmund, for what you've made available to us. Now, I'm still not up to play with the technical side of things here, and even expressing how I feel about this, but I know that this, like these people here in Papua New Guinea who have a hope, I know that this is meant for us too, even in the Western countries. So, but then I have another issue with that, because there are many who have accepted this gift, who have never had any education or just don't have any idea on how they can progress. And I know that there are many of us, that are in TBC today that are highly technically, advanced. I'm not. And so my purpose to do this video is to encourage those of you who have never had an education, or, who just don't know, haven't had an opportunity to learn a lot of what we've learned in the Western countries. So, hence the reason the TBC community has been created. So, and the TBC community has been created for the benefit of us, to help others who are unsure. And I know that even though we're migrating, now, physically now, I know that there's some that are going to be left behind because of that lack of knowledge. Here to say is I would really love to encourage you that if you're a person that has many people that you would like to bring through, but even you don't know how to do it, then I would suggest that you reach out to the people that you know that are active within this business itself. And unless you know them, I would suggest that you really, really check everything out. But there is a way that we can help as a community in TBC. Hence the reason for the broadcasters having the access to all you orphans that have been left on your own without any way of knowing how to get and to migrate to the next level. So if you do, then reach out to me, and I will, I'm not saying that you need to, but there's people like Michael Lelu, our top 10 leaders. There's Bitcoin Randy. There's Dan Lutz. There's Doc Dan. And just talking about Doc Dan, well, 110 of their tribes have transitioned from the currency that they have in the Philippines to TBC, full TBC sales. So well done to you, Dr. Dan. And I think that was really, really awesome. The work that you've done, and that you and your team have to make it possible that full trading and full peer-to-peer trading is active in the Philippines. He the reason many of our countries are heading towards that peer-to-peer trading. So the more of us that actually get on here and let people know, and if you need help, in how to access the broadcasting system, there are people on Facebook and in different pages on YouTube who have advice for you on how to access this information and how to go about making it sure that you are able to migrate. So there are many people that have never been educated or just don't have an idea but have gained the TVC gift. They were generously given by the Billion Coin Administration. And I call that a gift of hope that they've given. A gift of hope that they've given. The administration have been instrumental in helping 3+ million people to get that gift and to actually start to begin building a future for themselves. So the next principle that I'd like to share is number 3, which is duplicate. We need to duplicate everything we learn from admin and our role models. And I'm referring to our top 10. I'm referring to our top 10, but I'm also referring to the people that have brought you into this business as well. And if you're new to the business, then all you need to do is ask. So you will see when our posture is right, then you will see duplication becomes like an infection. But instead of spreading disease, it will spread hope and sound structures, which causes a ripple effect. So, if you're not sure, hook up with the top 10 leaders because you can trust that they will refer you on to others if it's not possible for them to do it with you to help you. So, and there are many of us out there willing to help. And I know at the end of the day, though, there's a lot of suspicion of people scamming. So if I wasn't sure, I would get a hold of the top 10 leaders, and perhaps the top 10 leaders can let us people know, us ones know, so that we can help you to get to the stage that you need to get to. So the fourth principle that I would like to bring forward is diligence. And it's about having the ability to look to the future and to be diligent in continuing to follow the plan to the billionth person. So I know that there's times when you think, when is this going to happen? And why is it gone like this? Blah, blah, blah. One of the reasons why I don't question this, and I don't question admin, and I don't question, the top 10 when they follow the principles and the vision of the Billion Coin. I don't question it because I have a hope inside of me. And I know that this coin is the only coin in history and in the world today. There's none other like it that is for the people, by the people. And so I want to reiterate the fact that if you can get past the idea of traditional business, and even us, as Tibetans, sometimes we need to sit back and have a look at ourselves and understand that the business way that, a lot of the businesses are operated today are no longer relevant for us as Tibetans. because this is for the people, by the people. And so we need to have a system in place where we're comfortable and know that the system that we're no longer like, we don't do business uh, all together. I'm not saying all 100%, but I'm believing that we need to let go of some of those old ways of actually doing business and creating business. Because now what we're dealing with is we're dealing with the world of people who are in poverty. And so I just really encourage us, even us that have, have advanced in TVC and, done a whole lot of stuff. And we've all done a whole lot of stuff to build the TVC community. And we will continue to do that because, unquestionably too, because we believe that this is the only thing that I have seen since the Bible days is for the people, by the people. Can you really get that concept? It's for the people, by the people. There is no other business that has been created to benefit us as a people, to give us choices. And so I just want to, I'm not going to, I know that I have an hour of, sharing this gift with you, but I don't want to go on and then, it just becomes really boring. So, but I'm going to get better at this and I'm going to, master the what do you call it? The confidence, and I'm going to be able to about different issues as to how it's going to benefit as a community in TBC. So I just wow. All I can say is that I hope this was really, really informative because I hope I didn't go all over the place, but your encouragement as to whether we should your encouragement to actually encourage me and others to actually advance on the knowledge that we have and bringing forward to you in a clearer way. So there are 4 principles: diligence, duplication, and education. And the last one is posture. And I just wanted to say that posture, I looked up in the dictionary what it meant. And posture is about creating a better business, stance that will help us achieve. And I thought, wow, that's a really good my household. If you saw people creeping along the floor, they were trying not to interrupt me with my broadcast. But when you have a family that is active, you got to add. It's it was really funny watching them crawling along the floor. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful, and I'm looking forward to the time that I can actually sit down again and have a conversation with you on this broadcast. So, just encourage us if, as being first timers. And, my sister has a saying, sometimers, because she forgets a lot of stuff. And she's so funny when we're talking and she goes, she has a subject that she's talking about. And then all of a sudden, her mind goes all blank. Well, sometimes that's what happens to me. And so we are called the Sometimers family. And so, um, you know, we do the best that we can. And I know that everybody out there that is broadcasting are doing the best that they can. But my final words is that please support Michael Elu and his team in raising the funds for the conference, the international conference that will be held in October in 2018 this year. Um, and you know what really gets me with those people is the fact that they've already done one conference and they're so willing. You know what? This is how determined they are. They are so willing to have the second conference there. And you know, the reason why I believe that they're doing this is because they want to expose their people to all our top 10 leaders, to every division from all around the world. And so I commend them for that. And so I would really, in my last statement to you is please support the efforts of that Michael Elu and his team and all the divisions in Papua New Guinea, Willie Topua, um, support them in buying a ticket or donating, you know, any amount of money that you have to the event that they are trying to organise. And may God bless you as I close off today. God bless you.